ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायण नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नित्यं भागवत सेवा भागवतोत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भक्तिमेके कृष्णे सुधामोदे धर्मज्ञानादि च फलो न च दिशामि श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण chapter 27 verse number 26. एवं विदित तत्त्वस्य प्रकृतिर् महिमानसम् युञ्जतो नापकुरुत आत्मा रामस्य कर्हिचित्। एवं विदित तत्त्वस्य प्रकृतिर्महिमानसम् युञ्जतो नापकुरुत आत्मा रामस्य कर्हिचित्। एवं विदित तत्त्वस्य प्रकृतिर्महिमानसं युञ्जतो नापकुरुत आत्मा रामस्य कर्हिचित् आत्मा रामस्य कर्हिचित्
एवं विदित तत्त्वस्य
प्रकृतिर्महिमानसं
युञ्जतो नापकुरुत आत्मा रस्य कर्हिचित्
एवं विदित तत्त्वस्य एवं thus vidit tattvasya, one who knows the absolute truth.
To one who knows the absolute truth,
Prakriti, material nature, my on me, manasam, the mind, yunjata, fixing, no, not, apakurute, can do harm. Atma Ramasya, to one who rejoices in the self.
one who rejoices in the self.
Karhichit at any time. Translation and purport by Vijayendra Savai Saranarabindra Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, material nature cannot harm an enlightened soul, even though he engages in material activities, because he knows the truth of the absolute, and his mind is fixed on the supreme personality of Godhead. Purport. Lord Kapila says that Mai Manasam, a devotee whose mind is always fixed upon the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Atma Rama or Vidita Tattva. Atma Rama means one who rejoices in the self or one who enjoys in the spiritual atmosphere. Atma in the material senses. Sense means the body or the mind. But when referring to one whose mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, Atma Rama means one who is fixed in spiritual activities in a relationship with the Super Soul, Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul is the personality of Godhead, and the individual soul is the living entity. When they engage in reciprocation of service and benediction, the living entity is said to be in the Atma Rama position. This Atma Rama position can be attained by one who knows the truth as it is. The truth is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the enjoyer, and that the living entities are meant for his service and enjoyment. One who knows this truth and who try to engage all resources in the service of the Lord escapes all material reactions and influence of the modes of material nature. An example may be cited in this connection, just as a materialistic engages in constructing a big skyscraper, a devotee engaged in constructing a big temple for Vishnu. Superficially, the skyscraper constructor and temple constructor are on the same level, but both are collecting wood, stone, iron, and other building materials. But the person who constructs a skyscraper is a materialist, and the person who constructs a temple of Vishnu is Atmaram. The materialist tries to satisfy himself in relation to his body by constructing a skyscraper, but the devotee tries to satisfy the super self, the supreme personality of Godhead, by constructing the temple. Although both are engaged in the association of material activities, the devotee is liberated and the materialistic is conditioned. This is because the devotee who is constructing the temple has fixed his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the non-devotee who is constructing a skyscraper has his mind fixed in the sense gratification. If while performing any activities, even in material existence, one's mind is fixed upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, one will not be entangled or conditioned. The worker in devotional service, in full Krishna consciousness, is always independent of the influence of material nature. Oh, my God, nothing in the sense of master nature. So, नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णनिष्ठाय बुद्धले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी के नाम के शाश्वत गौरवाणी प्रचारण जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम एवं विधि This is the thing. Yeah. The influence of the natural nature cannot harm an enlightened soul, even though he engages in natural activities. But because he knows the truth of absolute, and his mind is fixed on the supreme personality of the Mai Manasam. Whose mind is always fixed upon the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's called Atmaram and Vidita Tattva. Vidita Tattva. Vidita means no, the absolute truth. And they fix their mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. And that stage of the living entity is that called Atmaram. There is one slok talking with the Prakashananda Saraswati and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is one sloka, Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgantha Apukamai. There is one sloka. And that sloka even described by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with 16 ways, varieties of ways, how we know the word by word. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nasasati Narakamsa. There is one. Brahma Bhuta is there. Also, that another name is Atma Rama state. That means who just only one who knows the Lord and he wants to serve the Lord and nothing else. That is the state of the mind is the Atma Rama state, whose mind is fixed on the lotus feet. That is the most important thing. Mm. Everybody try to come to this level for Atma Rama. And Nirgrantha. That means Nirgrantha. Means there is no bondage. Who is the stage of the uh, Atmarana? That means in the who is situated in the self, and they are in the not Nirgrantha. Urukrama. Urukrama means Lord Vishnu. It's another name, and whose mind is fixed and not bound by the material nature. That is one thing. And another thing, who is taking the Daivik Prakriti Mahasakam, who is taking shelter of the Daivik Prakriti, they are also not affected by the material activities. Even though they are doing activities, but they are not bound by these activities. That's why Prabhupada is giving here example. Materialistic people just constructing the skyscraper building while we are just seeing the buildings, our cap will fall down. That was high. With our eyes also sometimes not visible to the uh, top floor. Yes, still, and there is two connection. And same person and other just a devotee who just make the big temple for the pleasure of the Lord, and they are not bound by the activities. Same activities doing construction, same thing. Stone, cement, iron, whatever they are using same material things. But one is using for their sense gratification, and another person using same thing for pleasure of the Lord. And that's the difference. Doing the same thing, but motivation is different. And this mode is different, and desire is different. That's why one is go to the bondage stage, and another is go to the liberated stage. Same thing, doing look like same thing. Sometimes people are asking, you Hare Krishna, just they're doing same thing, whatever we are doing. But only modes and goal is different. Materialistic people have a goal for the sense enjoyment somehow, and devotee just wants to pleasure the Lord senses. They want to please the Lord. That's why their mind is fixed, and they are not affected by any means of the material activities. So this is the that means Atma Ramas, Amai Manas. Yeah, we are talking same thing. Uh, one who knows this truth. That means living entity is the servant of the Lord, and Lord is the enjoyer. And what they do, and one knows this truth. That means we are a servant of the Lord. We are never be master. And then who try to engage all sources in the service of the Lord, whatever the sources they have, intelligence, wealth, bodily, mentally, kaya, bacha, mana, everything. If they are engaging everything and escape all material reaction and influence of the mode of material nature, that is the way we can overcome by this mode of like a bad influence by the mode of nature. We can overcome. This is the things for today's verse. And here talking about only the work in Krishna consciousness, devotional service in full Krishna consciousness is always independent of the influence of material nature. This is the thing. And one more verse. इदैव इदैवमाध्यात्मरत कालेन बहुजन्मना सर्वत्र जातवैराग्य आब्रह्म भुवनान् मुनि. When a person thus engage in devotional service and self-realization for many years and birth, he becomes completely reluctant to enjoy any one of the material planets, even up to the highest planet, which is known as Brahmaloka. He becomes fully developed in Krishna or in consciousness. Purport. Anyone engaged in devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as a devotee. But there is a distinction between pure devotees and mixed devotees. A mixed devotee engaged in devotional service for the spiritual benefit of being internally engaged in the transcendental abode of the Lord in full bliss and knowledge. In material existence, when a devotee is not completely purified, he expects material benefit from the Lord in the form of relief from material miseries, or he wants material gain. Advancement in Krishna consciousness of the relationship between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entity, or knowledge as the real nature of the Supreme Lord. When a person is transcendental to the condition, he is called a pure. When a person is transcendental to these conditions, he is called a pure devotee. He does not engage himself in the service of the Lord for any material benefit or for understanding of the Supreme Lord. His one interest is that he loves the Supreme Son of Godhead and he spontaneously engages in satisfying him. The highest example of pure devotional service is that of the gopis in Vrindavan. They are not interested in understanding Krishna but only in loving him. That platform of love is the pure state of devotional service. Unless one is advanced to this pure state of devotional service, there is a tendency to desire elevation to a higher material position. A mixed devotee may desire to enjoy a comfortable life on another planet with a great span of life, such as on Brahmaloka. These are material desires, but because a fixed devotee engaged in the service of the Lord, ultimately, after many lives of material enjoyment, he undoubtedly develops Krishna consciousness. And the symptoms of this Krishna consciousness is that he is no longer interested in any sort of materially elevated life. He does not even aspire to become a personality like Lord Brahma. That's why it's called higher taste. When people get the higher taste, they automatically give up the lower taste. Same thing when people are just get the mellows of the Lord's love of the Lord, and then they are thinking this material love and material things and sense enjoyment is only is like condemned him. It's not like they are not like them anymore. Same thing, and Prabhupada giving this here mixed devotee and pure devotee, pure devotee and mixed devotee. Pure devotee, they just only try to serve the Lord, and they wants to serve the Lord all the time. But mixed devotee, they sometimes they desire to go to a higher planet and material comfort also. That's it, two types of devotees. And they do same thing in their life also. And differences also there. There is one story like that. Two Brahmanas just sitting under the tree. One of the banyan tree, under the banyan tree. The two Brahmanas, they are just sitting in the two places. One is under the Imli tree. How to say? I don't know what it means. Imli tree. And then another is sitting on the banyan tree, under the banyan tree, and they are just mm, meditation upon the Lord. And many years they are doing so. And one day Narada Muni just crossed by in that area, and then they knew Narada. Oh, Narada Muni just instruct us and just tell us when we will, maybe you are going on the way of the Vaikuntha, please ask to their Lord when we will get the liberation from this body. When? Please ask, and when you come back, and just tell us. And then same, both of them separately they are saying because of they are in the different trees under the tree. And okay, Narad went to the Vaikuntha and he asked the Lord, my dear Lord, the both of them, you know that, but they are asking me when their liberation comes. They are asking me. And then Lord just give answer. Tell them under the tree of the vine and how many lives on the vine tree, and that much lifetime, after that much lifetime I will give him the son. I will come in him. And then another Imli person also just tell him how long how many the lives of the tree, and that long after that you will get the uh, opportunity to see the Lord face to face, and just tell them. And Narada came back and give this instruction to them, what the Lord give the uh, answer. And the banyan tree, first he went to the under the banyan tree's Brahmana, and Narada, oh, you will get the chance to see the Lord after the lifetime of this lives under upon this tree, how much is lives there, and that after that much lifetime you will get the chance to see Lord. Okay, oh, that long? Just ask. And then after, oh, I don't want to just wait too long. This is too long for me. I cannot just. And then after what happened, he went back to house. And same knowledge, he just Narada went to the under of the tree of the Indian tree, which doing tapasya in Brahmana, and he told Narada told him, and Narada said, can you tell me what my dear Lord give me instruction, and how long I will get the chance to see him, and what Narada, how many lives under upon this tree, and after that much lifetime you will get the darshan, you will get the face to face, you can see the Lord. And then he became very happy, very happy. Oh my God, I got this chance, after this, very happy and he is and thank you, my Lord, and he just be thanking the Lord and very joyfully he just start chanting more and more. And then after Narada just saying, oh, he's just jumping and dancing and very happy in there. And then Lord appeared, Lord himself appeared there. And Narada just saying to the Lord, why you come right now? If you want to come after leaving me, and you have to come. But right now you are just coming, and that's whatever I am saying to him is look like false. How to say it? Yeah, false. No? Why you are doing so? And then see, I cannot tolerate anymore. He had great faith and fixed his mind upon me. That's why he is the real candidate for to see the Lord face to face, to see me. And Lord came and just give him darshan. And other person, he had motivation. He wants to something else. So that's why he didn't get the chance to see the Lord. Immediately he got the chance. And after that, another Brahmana is back to the home, and his brothers got married, and he just said, oh, you just went for the become sadhu. Now why you came? Nobody gave the daughter also to him because he lost. I mean, he lose his young state of the life just for the tapasya. And after come back to the home, he don't have any knowledge how to earn money, and without earning, how he can maintain the family. That's why nobody is giving him that. And afterward, he just request to his brothers, Sasural, how to say,
In-law.
in-laws home, and what his father-in-law said, you have to show me. You can just give protection my daughter and give them nice food, all these things. You have to show me. If you want to desire to stay over my house 1 year, and you have to show. You have to do the farming, all these things. And then after he did so in the Sasural, he just stay 1 year, and he have to be prove himself. I can give them nice food and all these things. And that is the not a real way. And he just come to the bondage and bondage. That means uh, who have whose mind is fixed upon the lotus feet, they will get the chance. And otherwise, a mixed devotee, that means intentionally they want to gain something, and not they will not get the desired goals. They will get the higher planets. That's okay, but ultimately they will not get the devotional service, and they have to go through here and there. So we have to fix our mind, and we don't have to reluctant by any means of the material activities. Hare Krishna. श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।